True or false? Over 50,000 people died from fentanyl overdoses in a year. True. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse in 2020, over 56,000 people died of fentanyl overdoses. To put that into perspective, that is over the average size of an MLB stadium. The illegal use of fentanyl is an emerging problem in today's society, and people need to be informed on how fentanyl works, how people can become addicted, and why it is so devastating. In this speech, I'm going to be talking about what fentanyl is, how it's supposed to be used, and how it can become so devastating. Starting off with my first topic about what fentanyl is an opioid that is very strong. It can be used for many things, but mostly for suppressing the nervous system. It is way more potent than morphine. According to the DEA in 2022, it is 50 to 100 more times potent than morphine. Fentanyl is made synthetically. Synthetic means that it is made in a lab by humans. It is made illegally too, which many things are when things can be made that way. Now I have informed you what fentanyl is. I can go on to my next topic of how fentanyl is supposed to be used and why it can become so addicting. Fentanyl is used for people who are in extreme pain. For example, if you had cancer and had radiation or chemotherapy, you would probably be given fentanyl because those are very painful. You may also be given fentanyl if you have chronic pain, if you have become immune to other weaker opioids, if you have taken them over time. It can become addicting because of withdrawal. If you have been given fentanyl for a substantial amount of time, you may go into withdrawal, and some of the symptoms are so bad you may find ways to find fentanyl illegally. According to Joyce Shannon, the author of the Daily Drug Abuse Sourcebook, some of the symptoms are muscle and bone pain, muscle spasms, and sleeping problems. Now that you know how it is used, we can talk about how devastating fentanyl can actually be. Some people do not know they are taking fentanyl when taking other drugs. According to Peggy Park's inner book, The Rise of Fentanyl and Other Opioids, meth, cocaine, and heroin are most likely to be laced with fentanyl. So when people take normal amount of drugs like those, they may not know that you're taking fentanyl with it, and they might be taking lethal amounts of it. Most people want to feel better each time they get high. So when people get high in fentanyl, they end up taking more each time, which makes lethal amounts of fentanyl when they take it. Fentanyl is not just devastating to the ones that are taking it, it's also devastating to their loved ones. For example, if a loved one of yours was taking a dangerous drug that would kill them or end their life early from complications of the drug, you would probably do many things to try and stop their addiction. After all I've talked about, you should have a pretty good idea on how devastating fentanyl can be. In conclusion, fentanyl is an opioid that is very strong and is used for people who are in a lot of pain. It can be addicting because if you are taking it, then you stop, you may go through withdrawal. That is one of the many reasons why fentanyl can be so devastating. If you are ever taking opioids, only use them as prescribed, as it could cause a problem in the future with withdrawal or end up with taking higher opioids, which could cause even more problems. Thanks for listening to my speech.